Hi everyone, this is the second part of Working Days written by Hesiod. So far in Hesiod's Working Days, we have completed till the creation of woman who came as a curse, and her name was Pandora, and with her came all types of sickness and sorrows in the world. Now, Hesiod starts telling about the five generations of men which lived in the past, and he also tells how the gods and mortal men sprang from one source. Firstly, God made the golden race of men who lived during the reign of Kronos when he was reigning in heaven. Kronos in Greek mythology was the son of Uranus, heaven, and Ea, the earth, and he was the youngest of the 12 titans. This generation was free from all trials and tribulations of life, and they lived joyfully without the bond of aging. The earth had all its riches open for them without any toil, means they were free from all sort of hard work which a common man has to do in order to live life, and they were also loved by Olympian gods. After their death, they became spirits and guardians of mankind. Since they then existed not in bodily form, they could go anywhere and kept close eyes on human deeds. They are also told to be the giver of wealth. And now, the origin of Greek gods and goddesses. Firstly, there was chaos. Chaos was the cosmic egg which itself was created out of nothingness. According to Greek mythology, it is the origin of everything and the first thing that ever existed. According to Hesiod, chaos was also a place much like Tartarus, underworld place, and the latter heavens beyond which Titans lived. It was the primordial void, the source out of which everything was created, including the universe and the gods. The first primordial deities that emerged out of chaos were Ea, the goddess Earth. Ea was a primal Greek goddess, one of the deities that governed the universe before the Titans. She symbolized with the earth and was the mother of everything. Ea is the earth goddess. And the second in rank was Tartarus. Tartarus was both a primordial deity as well as a name to describe a region of the underworld, means this was a underworld place. As a god, he was third in rank, means first came chaos, then Ea, and the third was Tartarus. Preceding Eros, Eros was the god of love, and he was considered to be a primordial god, a child of chaos, who blessed the union of Ea and Uranus. Actually, what happened that when Ea had been created by chaos, Ea created Uranus herself without any help, and Uranus became her husband, and together they had many offspring, including 12 titans. So the in the first generation of 12 titans, the males were Oceanus. Oceanus is the unending stream of water encircling the world. Together with his wife Tethys, they produce several rivers and the 3000 oceans. The second was Hyperion. Hyperion was the Titan god of light, the father of the sun, the moon, and the dawn. And now, Chaos. Chaos was the Titan god of intelligence, and he was the father of Leto. Leto was the goddess of motherhood in Greek mythology and also a wife of Zeus. Now, then, the Titan god of heavenly constellations and the measurement of the year, and he was Krios. Iapetus was the father of Prometheus and Epimetheus and Atlas. And now, very important god of amongst the Titans was Kronos. He was the ruling Titan, the first Titan, who came to power by castrating his father Uranus. His wife was Rhea. And now the females Titaness were Menimosin, the Titan goddess of memory and the mother of muses of Pieria. Tethys, the wife of Oceanus, and Thea, who married her brother Hyperion. She gave birth to the sun, the moon, and the dawn. And Phoebe, the Titan goddess of the moon and the mother of Leto. I have already told that Leto was the goddess of motherhood in Greek mythology. And in Rhea, she was the wife of Cronus and very important goddess who played many roles in Greek mythology. And the last was Themis, the Titan goddess of justice and order, and she was the mother of the fates and the seasons. And this is the genealogy of Greek gods and goddesses. And now the different reigns of gods and goddesses in Greek mythology. Firstly, there came the reign of chaos, then the reign of Ea, the reign of Uranus, and the reign of Kronos, and afterwards the reign of Zeus, who came into power and ruled the universe for the rest of the time according to Greek mythology. The reign of chaos. Firstly, there was a god named Chaos. He was all alone, and all around him there was nothing but utter loneliness. In those times there was neither any sun, nor light, nor earth, nor even a sky. There was nothing but a formless, completely empty space, and thick darkness extended to infinity. Uncountable centuries rolled by like this until at last Chaos became tired of living by himself, and then he first thought of creating the world. The first thing that he created was the goddess Earth, and she then came into being, and her name was Ea, and she is the second ruler. Now, the Ea was one of the primal elements who first emerged at the dawn of creation. She was the great mother of all. The heavenly gods were descended from her union with, firstly, with Uranus, the sky, and on the second time, the sea god from her union with Pondos, the sea. And then, after the rule of Ea, came the rule of Uranus. Uranus was created by Ea without any help. Means Ea, after she was created by Chaos, Ea created Uranus without the help of Chaos, and he became her husband and also the ruler of the universe. Uranus came every night to cover the earth and made with Ea, but he hated the children she bore him. Uranus imprisoned Ea's youngest children in Tartarus, that underworld place deep within the earth, where they caused pain to Ea. She shaped a great flint blade sickle and asked her sons to castrate Uranus, her husband, because he was creating problem. Only Kronos, the youngest of the 12 titans and the most ambitious of the titans, was willing to do it. What he did, that he attacked his father Uranus from a concealed place and castrated him, and casting the severed testicles into the sea, and for this fearful deed Uranus called his sons Titans Theoi, or straining gods. Then came the rule of Kronos, the first Titan god. Titans ruled the world after overthrowing their father Uranus, who was the first ruler of the universe. Kronos was the sovereign of the Titans and the ruler of the universe, and he was the first Titan. When he dethroned his father Uranus, and Ea told him that he would also be in turn dethroned by his own son. Although Kronos had declared that he wanted to dethrone Uranus because he was not a decent and fair ruler, he became a cunning and evil ruler as well. But in fear of the prophecy that he would be in turn be overthrown by his own son, Kronos swallowed each of his children as soon as they were born. To ensure his safety, Kronos ate each of the children as they were born. This worked until Rhea, unhappy at the loss of her children, tricked Kronos into swallowing a rock instead of Zeus when Zeus was born. When he grew up, Zeus would revolt against Kronos and the other titans, defeat them, and banish them to Tartarus in the underworld place. But Kronos managed to escape to Italy, where he ruled as Saturn. The period of his rule was said to be a golden age on earth, or he ruled the golden race of men. About this race I have told earlier in earlier slides, and also he is honored for this rule as by the Saturnalia feast in Italy. Later on, Zeus, Kronos' son, led the gods against the Titans in a battle that is known in mythology as the Titanomachy. After 10 years of war on Mount Olympus, the Titans were captured and imprisoned in Tartarus, the underworld place, except for those who decided not to fight against Zeus and the gods. Having disposed of their father, the six children of Rhea and Kronos became the first of the Olympian gods. Means the children of Kronos and Rhea were called the uh, Olympian gods, and but the children of Uranus and Ea were called the Titan gods, means Kronos. But when they had defeated Titans, so there was a great confusion amongst the Olympian gods, because how would they divide the prizes of their victory over the Titans? Who would rule the heavens? Who would rule the sea and the earth and the underworld? Actually, then Zeus decided to cast lots to determine the dominion of each god. The goddesses were excluded from this division of power. The three brothers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, placed their names in a helmet and drew them out to determine the lords of the sky, sea, and the underworld. By chance, fortunately, Zeus drew the sky, means he would become the god of the sky, and Poseidon the sea, and Hades the dark underworld. The brothers agreed, they also agreed that both the earth and Mount Olympus would be the homes of the gods, and it would remain under their common jurisdiction, their realm of the realm of no one god. So this is the uh, starting of Olympian gods, and Zeus is the important, and whoever holds the sky holds the universe. And now, according to Greek mythology, Zeus would rule the world for the rest of the time. And now, after this, after the first generation, after the golden race of men, the first one, now the second silver race of men, the second silver generation of men was made, and this generation was good, but not as good as the golden race was, though they lived their life without any sort of sorrows in their childhood. But when they came to attain their young age, they had to live life in sorrow because of their fault of not giving due respect to Olympian gods. They incurred the wrath of Zeus and died. Since they were the second generation of men, they were given the blessed place of underworld spirits. And now the third brazen race. The third brazen race of men was made by Zeus himself. The brazen race was strong and violent. The armors, the houses, articles of work were all made up of bronze, and no other metal was being used in this race. This generation of men fought with each other and destroyed themselves, and because of this, no worthy work was given to them after their death. Now, the fourth generation uh, of men, the nobler race of men. After the third one, Zeus made the fourth generation of men. This generation was more righteous and a god-like race of hero men who were also called demigods. This race came before the iron race of men, means the fifth one, or Hesiod's own race. They fought many wars like the war of Troy for the flock of Oedipus, the king of Thebes, and major part of this generation was destroyed in different types of wars, but to the remaining part, Zeus gave a living and abode apart from men and made them dwell at the ends of the earth, and they live untouched by sorrow in the islands of blessed, and Kronos rules over them after being released from Tartarus by Zeus. When Zeus fought with Titans, he imprisoned them and banished them to underworld place named Tartarus. But afterwards, Zeus took pity on Kronos and he released him. And after being released from Tartarus, Kronos started ruling the fourth generation of men. And now the fifth race of men, which is also called the iron race of men, and according to Hesiod, it was his own race in which he lived in the 7th century. The characteristics of this generation are very much similar to the 21st century generation today, means with our own generation in which we live in this century. The main characteristics of the iron race was that in this generation the father will not agree with his children, nor the children with their father, nor guest with his host, nor comrade with comrade, nor will brother be dear to brother as aforetime they used to be. Men will dishonor their parents, and they will not repay their aged parents the cost of their nurture. For might shall be their right, according to the poet Hesiod. Honesty and justice will have no favor in the society, and evildoers and their violent dealing will be praised. So these are the major characteristics in Hesiod's own race, which is also called the iron race of men, or the fifth race, about which Hesiod has spoken in his work and days. So these are the five generations of men which lived in the past. And now the god says, the goddess of indignation against and retribution for evil deeds and undeserved good fortune, and the goddess of spirit of modesty and reverence and respect, will forsake mankind to join the company of the deathless gods, and bitter sorrows will be left for mortal man, and there will be no help against evil. So this is what has been written in Work and Days by Hesiod. And now the sources from where I have taken this information. If any of the source is has not been written here, kindly inform me. I will try to correct myself. Until then, bye. Have a nice time.